possibly be the same, you ask? Okay, well, it's kind of easy actually if you think about it. We all know, right, energy doesn't die. This is probably much the only scientific fact that will probably never ever change. Also that gravity exists here on planet Earth. I think those two are never going to change. So here it is. Reincarnation is the idea that we die in this physical form. We go somewhere, we get into a new body, we come on back in, and we start doing it all over again. With very little or hazy memories, some people come in with the whole thing, and then the cycle happens all over again. Okay, great. Pretty easy, right? Right, super easy. So how is it, Jenny, that we now have reincarnation, but you also believe in ancestors? That doesn't make sense. So again, I say, not really all that hard. Ancestors, if you think about it, are people that have already done all of the work that they needed to do. So in other words, that if your ancestors came in and they did all of their karma and they did all of their dharma and they got all of the things, they've done whatever it is that they needed to do, and they don't have to come back again. Now, how do I know the difference between an ancestor and reincarnation? If somebody's an ancestor, if they're reincarnated, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I know, that part gets a little bit tricky. As a medium, I fully understand. A friend of mine passed away many years ago, actually in 2002. I still miss her. I cannot feel her whatsoever. There's never a sign. There's never a nothing. I'm pretty sure she came back to redo it again. Not because she did anything to make herself not look royal in this world anymore, but because of natural causes. But I think that she was very unhappy and she did want to kind of start over if possible. On the other hand, though, there are ancestors that have already done their stuff. Like, I see my dad around all the time. I get numbers, I get things happening. Sometimes, like, I hear that little voice in the back of my head and his voice saying something. Usually it's something like, that's a girl. Cut that asshole off. And then there are ancestors that I can't feel, like my Aunt Teresa. I can't feel her at all. I get no signs. I get no nothing from her. And she loved me, and I loved her. Shh, I was one of her favorites. But then there's my grandfather, who I have felt since the day he passed. I get feathers all the time, because that was our thing. And I can feel him, and I can hear him. And there are certain things that I know that I'm doing because, like, I'm being pushed that way. Same for both of my grandmothers on both sides of my family. So that is the difference between reincarnation and ancestry. So I don't know what's going to happen to you. I haven't a clue. Maybe you'll come back, maybe you won't. I don't know. What's your life path? What are you trying to do with your life? Where are you trying to go? What are you trying to be? That'd probably help you answer all of the things you want answered. You can also always go to somebody who actually knows these things, like a psychic, psychologist, spiritual counselor, life coach. People are out there that have answers to these questions or will help you find the answers to these questions, rather. If you ever go to somebody who just gives you all the answers, don't go to them. So now, how do we deal with the idea that one of our friends or loved ones is no longer part of the ancestry realm, but is reincarnated? Well, get over it. I know, it's very hard. I understand. I have several people that I've lost in my life that I'm like, man, I wish I could feel them or talk to them or see them or, get a message, something like that. And it ain't gonna happen because I'm pretty sure that they came back to this hellhole we call Earth. It's really, again, another question that's up to you. Do you want to come back here? I personally am very tired and very done. I have told the person who is the other half of my soul, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this again. We are not coming back to this godforsaken planet. And do you know what they said? But I'm not ready to not come back, so... Now, which one of us is going to win on the other side? I don't have a clue. I'm really hoping it's me. Oh, and to answer that question that I know everybody is dying to find out, no, we are not together. So, it's really up to you whether or not you come back and whatever your spirit team decides. Okay, here's that big question. The spirit team is elevated spirits that have already done all of their work, not necessarily ancestors, who understand and know things better and help you to decide and to do all the things you do to live the best life or determine that you're not coming back to this godforsaken rock. Now I know you're wondering, how is it that I have a spirit team if I don't know you? I got news for you. It's just like the internet. Like, everybody knows your business. It's just out there. Seriously, think about it. Now that doesn't mean that they're hanging out in your bedroom watching you masturbate or have sex or eat cookies and leaving crumbs in your bed sheets, by the way. But they are there when you need them. They are the guiding forces that you go to, things that you pray to. In every religion, everywhere, again, ominism is not a contradiction. In every religion, everywhere, they have spirit guides of some sort or another, a spirit team of some sort or another. There's always a group of elevated spirits that do things for humans here on Earth. I don't really know why people fight over this stuff. I think it's incredibly stupid, and I don't really know. I don't know what to tell you. But it's probably also why I'm an ominist, because I do understand that ominism is not a contradiction in terms, and it really is just about saying shu versus sabata. It's really about